Thank you, and thank you all for your presence here. I'm wearing a double hat from Embrapa, but also I'm wearing the partner's hat because there are several partners who are not here as Chris indicated. I think we all know that Brazil has become an agricultural powerhouse in the tropics. And I think this success story has been of interest to many different countries in Latin America, in Africa, and in Asia for different reasons. And the interest on agriculture as a major tool for growth and for development has actually put a tremendous pressure on Brazilian institutions because there is a huge demand for technical cooperation. And how to address this technical cooperation demand on tropical agriculture-related issues is really the basis for the creation of the marketplace with so many partners. So how could we best serve this demand? The marketplace, since its beginning, has been open to all different kinds of partnerships. As Chris said, we have mobilized national, bilateral, multilateral, philanthropy, and international regional support. If we try to calculate not only the cash contributions, but the in-kind contributions made by the different partners, we are reaching around $32 million US since 2010. Paulo Duarte will discuss in detail the pillars of the marketplace and how it works, but let me just say there are lots of spillovers, and we are very much interested in quantifying these spillovers as well. I believe day one we had a very interesting discussion in private sector participants of this Expo, and they talked about metrics, and metrics. Well, we are very much interested in metrics as well. We have a very strong M&E set of activities, and Paulo will share with you also a control panel, which I think you will enjoy seeing. The model seems to be replicable to other countries, and I'm sure that Chris will later on talk about the interest of some of these countries to explore this model, not only in agriculture, but for example for health as well. And I'm really pleased that we will be able to share with you the results, what we have done, but also the challenges and the lessons that we have learned. So let me just thank you very much, and the mic goes to Paulo.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chris and Francisco. I have so many things to say, but let me quickly introduce Farah to you. I guess a few in the audience might want to know what Farah is. Farah is the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa. It's the apex organization that is coordinating agricultural research, but ensuring that a result of agricultural research also translates to development and measurable development. FARA is the technical arm of the African Union Commission for coordination of agricultural research in Africa, and then we bring together all stakeholders. We actually form a coalition of actors around issues in African agricultural research and development. Let me introduce my talk short with this caveat that it is African turn to tease out its own green revolution. And now Africa cannot wait to move into this mode. And so every effort is channeled towards ensuring that research leads to development in Africa, and Africa actually actualizes green revolution. But you will agree with me that this cannot be done without partnership, with effective partnership. Otherwise, we'll be reinventing the wheel. And Africa did not want to go in that direction. And this brings to play the African Brazil Innovation Marketplace. It provides effective partnership framework to actually learn from one another and then to move things forward. The beauty of this partnership is that it addresses mutual interest. It brings in researchers from Brazil and links them directly with researchers from African institutions. It is not much of talk, but action, action, action. And this action will ensure that it trickles down to the last mile of implementation of activities, such that we can measure the impact of any same activity that we carried out on the livelihood and quality of life of the smallholder benefit. The partnership also looks into a win-win situation. So it is not Africans are benefiting and they look like victims of their own circumstances who wants to only take from the Brazilian partner. But it's a win-win scenario. As Brazil comes to learn from Africa, Africa also comes to learn from Brazil. A lot of exchange of germplasm, a lot of exchange of resources, mutual training, so that we move on very well. Like I said the other time, it is so much of action and not talk. And we felt strongly that this is what Africa needs. It is not so much of development of framework, strategies, and endless document. No, but action. That is what Africa needs. And you recollect, there's a poster I saw outside that began to show some of the output of African Brazil Innovation Marketplace. I realized that in the last 5 to 6 years, we have trained experts in the tools of over 2,000 experts have been trained. We have generated technologies about 174. There are over 1,116 germplasm exchange between the two continents among researchers. We have generated a lot of knowledge product up to 81. We have organized a lot of knowledge sharing among countries. I think about 4 countries are participating now. And then when you look at gender issues, you discover that 26% female participation is recorded from this. So as it is benefiting gender in Brazil, the same way it is benefiting gender in Africa. One part that I want to bring to the surface in this audience is the type of institutional change that Africa Brazil is bringing forth in Africa. Following this cooperation, many countries are coming up to see that if we structure our research, agricultural research and development organization like Embrapa, it's going to go a long way to bring a quick change. You know that Brazil was just like Africa about 30, 40 years ago. And then many African countries see this as an example to follow. And so there has been a lot of demand on Embrapa to help countries reshape their agricultural research and development pathway. There are so many things to talk about this, and I think it's a standard model for South-South collaboration for Africa development, but also for those who Africa collaborates with. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Much better. It's a difficult time for us because after lunch there's the alkaline wave and we tend to fall asleep. So it's a challenge for us to keep you awake and interested in the marketplace. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Hernán Chiriboga. I represent the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture. We are basically the agricultural arm of the Organization of American States, and we are very much involved in the marketplace as a tool to reach farmers with innovation from the research stations in collaboration with Embrapa. And normally during a year we need a doctor once a year, once a month, we need a dentist, we need a technician to fix our cell phone, but we need a farmer 3 times a day. And we should give a farmer the innovations to produce more with less. The population is increasing, we have to give farmers tools to produce more in a more sustainable way, and that's a big challenge. And we have to keep interesting the young people to stay in the agricultural sector, to stay in the rural sectors. And the young people are going to the cities. They are not anymore interested in being part of the agricultural sector, and that's a reality in all of our countries. That's a sad reality. And we as agricultural leaders, we have to give the conditions, we have to provide the conditions for the young producers, young farmers, young researchers to stay in the agricultural sector through innovations. Like Wally was saying, give them things, real things to produce more with less. And that is a big challenge that we all have to face. And ICA is playing an important role because we have a network of 34 offices throughout the hemisphere, through the Americas. And what we do is, first we facilitate the introduction of the marketplace between the research stations, so the researchers can apply for the projects. Together with Embrapa, we make a bridge. And we also have contacts with the public sector and the private sector in the different countries. So the results of the research, the results of the innovation can go to the extensionists and can go to the farmers directly in order for them to utilize and to implement what's being researched. Because if it just ends in the research station, nothing will happen. The idea is to change, to improve the quality of life and to retain the young people in the agricultural sector. So we have big challenges, and I think the marketplace is a very good tool to make a connection between the necessities, what the countries need to research, to investigate, and how we can translate that those researches to the farmers in order to improve the quality of life. So remember that agriculture is important 3 times a day.